Welcome everyone to the first edition of BlackbirdNews.com's Beyond the Headlines. I'm Dave Rishi, News Web Editor for BlackbirdNews.com. Every week we'll take a look at the top headlines and speak with the newsmakers themselves and the reporters covering the stories. To start though, I want to take a look at how news coverage has changed over the last few years. My guest this week is Bob Beckin, News Director for BlackbirdNews.com in Chatham-Kent and Windsor, Essex. Thanks for joining me, Bob.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
So I guess start off, tell us, how has news coverage changed over the last few years?
Completely, and it's ever changing. I guess the main thing is we're asking, again, broadcast first journalists to think 100% multimedia. So our reporters out in the field are gathering images, they're gathering video. We're coming back, we're writing stories now for a print audience. So we're writing stories that people can see as opposed to just hear. So we're writing actual web versions. Another thing would be just the use of social media, which everybody is using today, and so are we. Facebook and Twitter, we're either pushing content out or we're making connections with our audience through those mediums.
Yeah, certainly the print journalist and broadcast journalist is gone. Everyone's multimedia these days.
Right.
And so that being said, how important is the online world?
Now it's 100% important. It's the top of the list. Even our radio properties, what we base pretty much all the revenues that come into this building here in Chatham specifically, primarily based on radio. But now you're able to pick that up on the website. You can listen to our stations on the website, let alone trying to lower the demographic of our audience. You're going to get them through social media, through the online world. So if you want to have any sustainability to our product, we have to think this way, and we have to react accordingly and deploy our resources accordingly. So that's what we're trying to do. I don't know if we've been successful. I think we have. This market specifically has reacted to what we're doing with our online venture, and I know that's where the focus will be in terms of our growth.
Right, and it's a natural progression for radio. I mean, radio used to be the quickest way to get the message out, and now, I mean, social media is way quicker.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when you're talking about a lot of our formats or music first formats. So, could we stop down in the middle of a song and break a story? We could. But in the process of doing that, like you alluded to, we've already gotten it out via Twitter, Facebook.
And obviously the thing we get from websites is the analytics. We can see how many people are coming to the web. We can see what stories matter to people based on those page views, the number of visitors, that sort of thing. And obviously it does play into news coverage to a degree. What would you say are some of the key stories that statistics are telling us that people are looking at?
Well, over and over again we see anything crime related, anything police, even fire, anything involving emergency services for sure. Weather, it's going to affect you on a day-to-day basis, and that should really come as no surprise when you put it in comparison to things on the radio. But yeah, time and time again, anything police related or even municipal politics too, depending on what the issue is, we tend to get a lot of response from online.
Right. And obviously before, when our reporters would go out in the field, we brought a recorder and a notepad, and that was about it.
Yeah.
What would you say is the reporter's single biggest tool now in the field?
If you could take one thing and accomplish all of what we're talking about, it would have to be the iPhone at this point. I'm sure that'll change in a year, but the reporter can go out, they can take notes on the iPhone, they can use it as a recorder, they can take a picture, they can also shoot video, and again, we're asking our people to do that at every assignment if it's deemed worthy, and we're upping the ante, and we're pushing to get all of those elements on each assignment, and the iPhone at this point is the best tool, and it's pretty easy to use too. So we have people with all different levels of experience in terms of technology, and we found that the people our reporters have taken to that pretty well.
Right. One thing's for certain, being in the news, it has a learning curve, and it's always changing. But thanks a lot for sticking around, Bob, and speaking about this topic. It was very insightful, hopefully, to all of you out there. And again, I'm Dave Rishi, and we'll be back again next week to take a look beyond the headlines. Thank you.